So I am going to share with you how mighty God is, and I'm probably going to cry, but I'm going to do my best to hold it together. So I just ask for you to bear with me. I'm not supposed to be who I am standing here today. When I look at all of the ways in which that I don't hit the marker to be the type of person to have the mind that I have, to have the confidence that I have, to have the faith that I have, I'm not supposed to have it. But it's because of those things that I went to, and it's because of my relationship with God and Him restoring me that allows me to be the person that I am today. I was standing in the mirror after church and I was just looking at myself, and all I kept saying was like, wow, Michelle, you really are divinely empowered. Like, you're a divinely empowered woman. And I used to be a strong woman. I used to be this strong, independent mindset kind of woman. And it's not because I came from a single parent household. No, my parents are still together today. No, it was because of all of the abuse, all of the pain, all the trauma, all the things I saw out in society. It was because of the bullying. It was because of the molestation. It was because of toxicity. It was because of dysfunction. It was because of all of the different ways in which I was abused. It was the warfare. It was the spiritual attacks. All of those things just made me decide that I cannot trust this world. So who can I trust in me, my strength? So I need to get stronger and stronger and stronger to protect myself. And I sought after everything I could to make myself better mentally so that I could rely on myself to protect myself, to deliver myself, to save myself. I was my savior. That's what I thought. And it's crazy that I'm saying this while being someone that had faith in God. I've walked with God for well over 15 years. Yet it did not change the fact that if I was in a situation where I felt like I was drowning, I would talk to Him, but I'm not waiting on you to save me, because I still had that reaction to save myself. So I don't think I ever waited long enough for God to actually step in and solve a situation. No, I give you the opportunity. I lay it at your feet, Lord. And if you're not coming fast enough, it's my turn to go, because the one thing I was not going to do is let myself drown. But what happens when the water's too deep and you can't navigate these waters and you're drowning, and that panic mode sets in and you want to save yourself, but you can't? What are you going to do in that scenario? Are you going to keep panicking? Are you going to keep fighting and letting yourself drown? Or are you finally going to reach out to the one that truly can save you? And I finally went through enough experiences in life that were crushing me to the point that I finally reached out for the person that's been walking next to me this entire time. And I asked Him for help, and He came and He came and He came. And when He came, the first thing He told me to do was to let that strength go. That strong, independent mode, that mindset that you always use to save yourself, let it go. And I cried out and I said, you really don't love me, because why would you try to take the very thing that I need in order to protect myself? And He challenged me. Well, how is it going, you using it? How is that strength going for you? And what that challenge revealed to me is that I had bought into such a deep lie that what I thought was my greatest strength was actually my greatest weakness. I was weak and not even realizing it. And why was I weak? Because the reality is I did not have control. I can't control my situations. I can't control my outcomes. I'm not the smartest in these situations. I can't always make it all work. I can't always figure it out. I can't always do it. I'm not perfect. And that thought, that belief, that lie made me think that I could force my way into making it perfect. I can control it. I can make it work, but I can't. I'm human. I literally had to learn that I'm human. And I had to surrender the reality and the truth of the fact that I'm human. But it took me to deplete practically every ounce of energy that was within me to get there. And even when I was depleted, I wanted to be recharged so I can go back out there into battle and fight. I did not actually want to surrender the strength. I just wanted to just re-up. And God, in His love and His mercy, said, I have something better for you. You need strength. You need power, but not that kind. And there is a strength that comes out of survival mode. And because we get things done with it, we don't realize how dangerous it is. And I had to surrender that before I even saw what was on the other side. And now I'm standing here today. I'm in the mirror looking at myself saying, wow, Michelle, you really are walking in divine empowerment. In my mind, when He told me to give it to Him, I thought He was taking away my weapon and trying to leave me vulnerable. But He was trying to give me something better in exchange. There will never be a man big enough to make me do that. There will never be a check big enough to make me do that. There will never be a platform big enough to make me do that. There is nothing this world could have ever offered me. Nothing this world. There's nothing this world has for me that would ever make me surrender that. Nothing. So for me to be sitting here today without that strength, I am mesmerized, but I'm in awe, and I'm still in a little bit of shock. Because I really surrendered it all, and I'm really walking a life where I'm able to still get things done. And I'm not operating on survival strength. I'm not in survival mode. I have a different power that I use. And see, people make you think that giving up that strength is inheriting weakness. But I can tell you right now, when you give up that strength, I'm telling you what God gives you is real, true empowerment. So when I talk about divine empowerment, I'm not talking about some cute word. I'm not talking about some idea. I'm not talking about a theory or something that I would like to happen. I'm talking about something that I know to be true. Because for me to be who I am today, standing here, I am not supposed to be me. Because if you understood Michelle and how deep survival was ingrained in me, you have to understand it had to take me to have an encounter with God to let that go. Because I was not going to allow anyone to rob me or to take me away from the strength that I needed to beat all of that. And I surrendered it. I surrendered the very strength that I used to protect myself from all of those experiences. So for me to do that, do you understand how big and mighty this God that I serve would have to be for me to give him me, for me to give him the very thing that I used to protect myself from all of that since I was a little girl. He is faithful and he is good. So when I talk to you guys about surrendering survival strength and I talk to you guys about getting out of survival mode, it's because I had to do it in order to get access to the very thing that has been in my spirit, that has been calling out to me this entire time. That thing that I was reaching out to, that vision I had in my mind, in order to get in perfect alignment with it, I had to get out of my own way. In survival mode, who would have thought the very strength that I was using to reach out to it was the very thing that was causing it to slip away. And the more strength I put towards it, the further it got away from me, the more it slipped away. You know the level of frustration that is? Because I was operating on the wrong system the entire time. So if survival mode is beating your behind up right now, and you keep finding yourself in situations over and over and over again, you're exhausted, you're drained, everything's on your shoulder, you're tired. Who's coming to save you? You're praying to God, you're thinking, does he care about me? Does he see me? Does he hear my prayers? You feel like you take, 10 steps forward, 100 steps backward. For you guys that are in this cycle, there is a way out, but you have to be willing to at least learn how to let go of that strength that you're using and embrace something better. And that's what the 21-day Break the Survival Cycle is about, showing you that better way. Because if there was anyone that was the queen of the Miss Independent Woman Squad, I'm not ashamed to admit it, it was me, because it made logical sense to be me. But our ways are not his ways. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, did he teach me that. So if divine empowerment is what you want to understand and learn more about, go ahead and click the link in the bio and subscribe to the challenge, and you'll get all the information you need.